welcome to my fourth Christmas video. I'm sorry I didn't do one last week. I had a few bits I needed to sort out. And how do we like the Christmas tree? Got all my Christmas decorations. Well, not all of them. I haven't done the ceiling ones yet. Unfortunately, I don't think the ceiling ones will look very good because of the pins and everything. I did try blue tack last year, and it didn't work because they all kept falling down. So anyway, back to business. This is the fourth Christmas video that I'm doing. Today I'm doing the top 10 Christmas toys of the 1980s, and no He-Man or She-Ra or Star Wars or any of that in sight. Also, I will be telling you what was on telly on Christmas in 1985. So, yeah, right. So starting off with the top 10 toys. At number 10 we have the Speak and Spell. Big Wheels was at number 9. Light Bright was at number 8. The Game Boy was at number 7. My Little Pony was at number 6. My sister will love that, won't she? Transformers was at number 5. Cabbage Patch Kids was at number 4. Again, my sister will love that. Care Bears was at number 3. Again, my sister would love that, wouldn't she? Hungry Hungry Hippos was at number 2. And the Rubik's Cube was at number 1. That was the top 10 toys of the 80s. And like I said, no He-Man or Star Wars or She-Ra or even Thundercats or anything like that was ever in the top 10 of the 80s. So that's a real shame, isn't it? But like I said, my sister loved most of those toys. She had most of them. So, starting with Christmas telly on BBC One in 1985, we had 6 AM CFAX AM, 6:50 breakfast time. The Littlest Hobo was at 9:20. The Hunter was at 9:45. Play Chess was at 9:50. Charlie Brown was at 10 o'clock. Magic Roundabout was at 10:25. Play School was at 10:30. Tom and Jerry was at 10:50. Charles in Charge was at 11:05. See Here was at 11:30. Junior Kickstart was at 12:20. News and Weather was at 12:50. 1 o'clock in the afternoon was The Song for Christmas. 1:45 Mr. Ben. That was followed by 2 o'clock by the film The Slipper and the Rose. At 2:20 was Keith and Orville's Christmas. Carols at King's was at 5. The News was at 6. Jim Will Fix It for Christmas was at 6:15. Telly Addicts Christmas Special was at 7. EastEnders was at 7:30. Kenny Everett's Christmas Carol was at 8. A Question of Sport was at 8:30. Terry and June was at 9. The News was at 9:30, and Cagney and Lacey was at 9:45. Val Doonican's Christmas Party was on 10:30. The Good Life Christmas Special was at 11:30. The First Communion of Christmas was at 11:50. Then that was followed by at 10 to 1 in the morning was the weather and the close down. It was 5 minutes later after that. That's when TV closed down completely and there was nothing on the telly to watch at all. That's before we had 24 hours Christmas non-stop of complete and utter rubbish. Then on Christmas Day on BBC One at 1985 was 8 AM CFAX. Play School was at 8:35. Muppet Babies. Does anyone remember the Muppet Babies? At 8:55. Knock Knock was at 9:20. This Is the Day at 9:35. The No Mobile, that was a film, but that was at 10:05. Roland Rat's Yuletide Binge was at 11:30. Then at 5 to 12 was Noel Edmonds' Live Christmas Breakfast Show. At 2 o'clock was the Top of the Pops Christmas Party. The Queen was at 3. The Children's Royal Variety Performance was at 3:10. All Creatures Great and Small was at 5 to 5. Then at 25 to 6 in the evening was the News. Then that was followed at 6:30 by Heidi High. Only Fools and Horses to Hull and Back was at 7:30 that evening. The Two Ronnies was at 9. News was on at 10 to 10. Wogan was at 10 o'clock. The film Absence of Malice was at 20 to 11. Then that was followed by the weather at 25 to 12 in the morning. In the morning, then that was the close down. Then that was when BBC closed down at 20 to 1. Then over on ITV on Christmas Eve morning, you had 6:15 Good Morning Britain. Then that was followed at 9:25 by the Thames News, and then that was followed by Fraggle Rock. 10 a.m. 10 to 10 was Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. The Night Before Christmas was at 10 o'clock. God Bless Us Everyone was at 12:30. 10:05, sorry, I'm getting all muddled up. I do apologise for this. 10 a.m. was The Night Before Christmas. 10:05 was the Never Neverland film. 12:30 was God Bless Us Everyone. Then that was followed by News at 1 o'clock. Then the Thames News at 20 past 1. Close Encounters of the Third Kind Special Edition film was at 1:30. The Wind in the Willows was at 5 to 4. Splash Into Christmas was at 4:20. Knight Rider was at 10 to 5. News at 5:45 was at 5:45. Thames News was 6 o'clock. 6:25 Help. Then that was followed 10 minutes after that. Crossroads was at 6:35. Carry On Laughing was at 7. Whose Baby was at 7:30. The Best of Morecambe and Wise was at 8 o'clock. The film Arthur, starring Dudley Moore, was at 9 o'clock. ITN News was at 11:15. Then that was at 11 o'clock. That was followed by Carols from Christchurch. Midnight Mass was at 11:30. Then ITV closed down at 12:30. Then on Christmas Day in 1985 was TVN Good Morning Britain. At 9:25 was Christmas Fraggle Rock. Danger Mouse was at 9:50. The Christmas morning service was at 10 o'clock. 11 a.m. Disney at Christmas. Then 11:15 the Disney film The Black Hole. Jim Davison's Top Pops videos of 85 was at 1. The Royal Year was at 2. The Queen was at 3. The James Bond film Moonraker was on at 3:05. ITN News was at 5:30. Name That Tune was at 10:20 to 6. Coronation Street was at 10:06. Freshfields Christmas Special was at quarter to 7. Minder on the Orient Express was at 7:30. Des O'Connor Tonight was at 9:30. Then at 20 to 11 was ITN News. Then at 10 to 11 was Gregory's Girl. That was followed at 12:30 in the morning by Christmas Night Thoughts. Then at 12:40 was Closed Down. And right, here we go. Get to Christmas 1986 here. Right, here we go. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. Got to start with. I'll mix things around. We'll start with ITV first, shall we? On Christmas Eve, 1986. That was started at 6:15 with TVAM Good Morning Britain. 9 a.m. Wackaday. Who remembers Wackaday with Timmy Mallet? With the Mallet's Mallet. Word association go, well, you mustn't pause, you mustn't hesitate, otherwise you're going to bash over your head like this, or like this. 9:25 was Thames News, followed by Tickle on the Tum Christmas Special. 9:50 was Charlton and the Ice World. 10:25 was the film The Legend of the Lone Ranger. 12:05 was The Bestest Present. A Child This Day was at 12:30. News at 1 was obviously at 1. Thames News was followed at 20 past 1. Disney at Christmas film Rob Roy The Highland Rogue. At 15:10, Pass the Buck Celebrity Special. Thames News was at 3:40. Jambo the Gentle Giant, that was about a gorilla, was at 3:45. Super Gran, who remembers Super Gran, was at 4:15. Then at 5:15, blockbusters. 2:45 news at 5:45 was obviously 5:45. Then that was followed by Thames News at 6 o'clock. 6:25 Help. Crossroads was at 25 to 7. This Is Your Life was at 7. Coronation Street was at 7:30. Jim Davison's in Germany special was at 8. Then the Hitchcock film The Trouble with Harry was at 9 o'clock. At 10:45 was the news. Freshfield's Christmas special was at 11. Christmas Eve service of communion was at 11:45. Then that was followed by the film at 12:30, The Big Sleep. And at 2:15, ITV closed down. On Christmas Day on ITV, TVM was Good Morning Britain. 6:25 Disney at Christmas. Father Noah's Ark, followed by Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day. The Christmas morning service was at 10. The He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special, who remembers that? And that bloody song was at 11 a.m. 11:40 was Disney at Christmas with the family film Swiss Family Robinson. The Ark Royal, the Royal Show, was at 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock the film was The Queen. At 3:10 was the Christmas film Dumbo, the original cartoon Disney Dumbo. Who remembers that and who cried at that film when Dumbo's mum cradled him to sleep? 4:20 was Strike It Lucky. 5 to 5 was the news. Then the pantomime Cinderella with Danny LaRue was at 5 o'clock. The James Bond film at 6:30 was Never Say Never Again. At 9 o'clock was Duty Free Christmas special. Oh, by the way, that Never Say Never Again, that was one of Sean Connery's last, that was Sean Connery's last appearance on doing James Bond. At 10 o'clock was ITN News. The film Agatha Christie's Dead Man's Folly was at 10:10. Then The Silent Night at 12 o'clock. Then at 25 to 1 in the morning, ITV closed down with the weather, and they closed down. Christmas Eve on BBC One, if I can get to it. Right, because this is quite a long one, because they had 5-minute programmes every so often. I don't know why, and Christmas Eve had the news every 10 minutes or every hour. So at 6 o'clock was CFAX. Who remembers CFAX? Why do they get rid of these things? Seriously. Then that was followed by 6:30 by the news and the Flintstones. 7 a.m. breakfast. The breakfast programme they had. 8:55 regional news and weather. 9 o'clock news and weather. 9:05 Paddington Bear, the original Paddington Bear. 9:10 was Play Chess. Barbara and Father Christmas was at 9:20. Jack and Ori, London Snow was at 9:45. News and weather was at 10 o'clock. Neighbours, who remembers the original Neighbours was at 10:05. Then you had BBC with Philip Schofield at 10:25. That had Play School at 10:30. Henry's Cat at 10 to 11. 5 to 11 at 5 to 11. Then you had the news and weather. That was followed 5 minutes later by Keith and Orville's Christmas Circus. You had cartoons and at 11:45. Junior Kickstart at 5 to 12. A Song for Christmas at 20 past 12. Regional news and weather. Then that was at 5 to 1. Then you had the news at 1 o'clock. Neighbours was at 25 past 1. The Little Misses was at 10 to 2. Rolf Harris Cartoon Time was at 2 o'clock. Then you had the film The Wizard of Oz at 25 past 2. Daffy Duck at 5 past 2. Then the third part of The Box Delights, which I've said previously. They showed it in 6 parts originally. Then 2 years later, they divided it up into 3 parts for that hour. And as I said before, it is a fantastic Christmas special. Please go look it up if you can. Purchase it on DVD, or if you really can. It's a brilliant story. Then that was followed at 20 past 6 by Jim Will Fix It, news and weather. At 6 o'clock, regional news and weather. At quarter to 6. Then the film Mr. Mum with Michael Keaton at 20 past 6. Then there was a Child Watch update at 10 to 8. The Two Ronnies at 8 o'clock, news and weather at 9 o'clock. Then of course Dallas makes a triumphant return to the Christmas telly schedules at 9:20. Wogan was at 10:10. 20 at 11:15 was Christmas Eve with Val Doonican. The first Mass of Christmas was at 11:30. Then that at 1 was the weather, and at 1 they closed down. On Christmas Day on BBC One they had Play School at 8, The Muppets Babies at 8:20. Then Roland Rat's The Series Christmas Special was at 8:45. Papa Panave's Christmas Day was at 9:10. 9:25 This Is the Day. Weather at 5 to 10. The film The Pure Hell of St Trinian's was at 10. 11:30 Christmas Morning with Noel. Every Second Counts of Paul Daniels was at 1:25. Top of the Pops Christmas Party was at 2. The Queen was at 3. Then one of my sister's all-time favourite films with Albert Finney shouting out "Leaping Lizards" was Annie the Musical. The news was at 5:15. Russ Abbott's Christmas Show was at 5:25. Why do they not repeat Russ Abbott's Christmas Show or Russ Abbott's Madhouse, which was on LWT? I'm telling you, these programmes are classics. You had Just Good Friends at 6 o'clock. Then that was followed by EastEnders at 25 to 6. Only Fools and Horses at 7:05. Miss Marple, The Murder at the Vicarage was at 25 to 8. EastEnders was on at 10. News at 10:30. Then Educating Rita was at 20 to 11. Then at 12:30 in the morning was the weather, and at 25 to 1 was BBC closed down. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is Christmas Telly 1985 and 1986, the top 10 toys of the 80s. And well, what can I say? I think we can all gather that Christmas Telly was so much better in the 80s than what it is now. Lord only knows what they're going to show over Christmas and Telly over this year. Hopefully, or from what I've heard, they're probably going to show Good Morning Britain this morning and lots of normal daytime telly program. I mean, on ITV. I mean, come on, guys, it's Christmas. I know we've had the pandemic and everything, and anyway. During the week, I will do Christmas Telly 1987 and my top 10 favourite Christmas films and TV shows. That's 1987. That'll be during the week. Next Sunday, I will be doing the Christmas Telly 1988. That'll be probably about Anushka, the holy terror of all terrors, my little sister Anushka. That was the year she was born. And then the following week after that will be Christmas Telly 1989, and I will try to put up a little Christmas message on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve. So yeah, so that's it. Finally got this one out of the way. I've got one more to do this week. Actually I've got 3 more to do this week. 3 more, I think. Yeah, 87, 88, 89. Yeah, 3 more. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. And please, like and subscribe to my channel if you possibly can. And because I've got some great ideas and some great plans for my telly, for my channel next year. And also I'm going away for a couple of weeks in May, so there'll be a short break between that. There'll be a 2-week break on that. So please like and subscribe to our channel. And I hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope you like the tree. And yeah, so there we go. 3 more to go, and then that'll be it. It'll be Christmas. So have a great day, everyone, and see you soon. Bye bye.